that you must earn everything, that shortcuts do not exist. You walked every road, you explored every corner, left turn, right turn, opportunity after opportunity. And when you fall short, it should never be because you held back. All of you share one certainty: you will die. So explain to me, why do you live cautiously? If death is guaranteed, why are you obeying opinions? Why are you listening to people who surrendered their own lives trying to instruct yours? Champions are misunderstood. People stare at them and ask, what do they have that I don't? That is the wrong question. The real question is, what do they lack? They lack an off switch. They do not stop. They do not negotiate. They do not rest when it's inconvenient. That is why they terrify you. And don't mistake this. They don't hate you because you failed. They hate you when you succeed. Because your success exposes their excuses. When you were invisible, they were calm. When you rise, they become hostile. That is proof you are moving correctly. Show them the real you, not the polished version, not the comfortable version. Show them the version that bleeds, the unprofessional one, the one that doesn't need applause. That is how wars are won. You complain about distance, about effort, about inconvenience. How far is too far, you ask? No, the real question is, how badly do you want it? Pain is not evidence that you are failing. Pain is the entry fee. The road was never straight. It was never clean. It was never fair. It is crooked, hostile, relentless. And yet those who endure are rewarded, not with peace, but with strength. Get up. Yes, you. I know it hurts. I know you're tired. I know your body is screaming. That is the point. One more rep, one more step, one more mile. And when you reach the end, you go again. Grinding is not inspirational. It is sacrificial. Your body will beg you to stop. When you grind for yourself, you quit. But when you grind for something greater, you endure. You were never prepared for comfort. You were prepared for catastrophe. That is why those who survive train as if everything can be taken, because one day it might be. And if it is, you must not break. Make life harder on purpose. Remove convenience. Create resistance. Pressure creates form. Comfort erases it. If you truly want to be better, you cannot live like this. If you want ease, this path is not for you. Cold mornings, injured joints, no excuses. Everyone has reasons. Few have resolve. Most will not do what you are willing to do. And that is the separation. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the passport. Pain prepares you for rooms you are not yet strong enough to enter. Pain builds muscle. Pain sharpens instinct. Pain teaches dominance. There are no limits. Fear is an illusion created by imagination. You are already dying. Live accordingly. Build a legacy, not a title. When the small things matter as much as the big ones, you are aligned. You can return to the couch. You can sleep. But do not confuse rest with progress. This life does not reward comfort. It crowns those who endure. You believe the world owes you clarity. You believe effort should guarantee victory. That consistency should promise reward. That suffering should come with meaning by default. That belief is why you break. Because reality does not operate on fairness. It operates on survival. You say you're trying. You say you're consistent. You say you're doing everything right. And yet you are denied. You're denied the position, denied the opportunity, denied the recognition, denied the outcome. And you whisper to yourself, if I just stay here long enough, eventually it will work. No, consistency does not guarantee dominance. Consistency earns you permission to compete. Intensity.
There is an energy field that gets created through this group gathering, and many of you came here to remember who you are, what you are, and why you are here.
When we walked out onto the stage, my heart just broke wide open.
We're all one. It's a thing you have to be here to experience.
As each of us heal, we become the encoding of that healing for others.
I didn't expect the tribe. I didn't expect to be so connected to people I just met.
The music and the vibration of everything, and to be in the presence with so many people is something I'm going to carry back with me.
The Z's talk a lot about the power of joy and laughter, and that certainly is a big part of what
decides who wins. Many of you will never succeed, not because you are incapable, but because you are not ruthless enough with yourself. You train, but not with hunger. You study, but not with obsession. You work, but not with desperation. You want victory without total commitment. That is not how this world functions. This world was forged by war, shaped by pain, ruled by those willing to go further than morality allows. You fear hard work because you associate pain with loss. I associate pain with awakening. When you feel stuck, that is not confusion. That is stagnation, screaming. Growth demands destruction of the current self. And most people protect who they are instead of becoming who they must be. So they self-sabotage, they complain, they call it an existential crisis. No, it is resistance to evolution. You want reassurance, someone to tell you it will be okay. There is no one coming. When your face is in the dirt, when business collapses, when relationships burn, when effort is not rewarded, that is the contract you signed. Nobody told you because weak people lie to each other to survive their own regret. Painful days will come, emotionally, financially, relationally. And in those moments, you have only two options. Use it or let it erase you. The easy path and the hard path both involve suffering. The difference? One builds power, the other builds regret. The easy path ends quietly, with excuses, nostalgia, and resentment. The hard path ends with scars and authority. You want to know why success feels lonely? Because very few are willing to make the down payment of pain. And when you finally rise, many will despise you, not because you are cruel, but because your existence illuminates their surrender. Failure is not disqualifying. Quitting is. Every victor failed repeatedly. Every loser failed once and bowed. The difference is not talent, it is tolerance for humiliation. You must be willing to be exhausted, isolated, doubted, and ignored for years. No applause, no validation, no witnesses. That is the cost of power. When you are winning, do not be intoxicated. When you are losing, do not be deceived. Both states lie to you. You are not a god when you win. You are not worthless when you lose. You are only revealed by what you do next. You consume information. You follow the right people. You wear the uniform. You attend the gym. You sit in the library.